Finding the domain of a function. Remember, the domain of a function, this is the set of possible inputs. Remember, so for example, if you have, I don't know, animals and the food they produce or something like that, like we talked about before. So like you had like cows and, I don't know, chickens or something like that. And you could do like milk and eggs or something. The function here, the domain is animals, and the range would be food. So an example of something not in the domain would be, so we could say the domain is animals. So a Ford F-150 would not be in the domain. And a, I don't know, a iPhone 11 would not be in the range because that's not food. All right. So when we're talking about the domain, we're talking about what can go into my function. We're talking about the range. We're talking about what can go out, be an output, a possible output. So let's look at this problem. We got f of x is x plus 5 over x cubed plus 36x. We're trying to find the domain of the function. Well, this function can be anything except for the fact that if the denominator is 0, right? The denominator is 0, what happens? Well, it becomes undefined. So what we need to do is figure out where the denominator is 0. So what we can do is we can say x cubed plus 36x equals 0 and solve. So you can factor an x out, so it gives you x squared plus 36 equal to 0. So therefore we can say if x is equal to 0, just looking at this part right here, or if x squared plus 36 is equal to 0, then solve for that. X squared equals negative 36. And unit with x is a square root, no, plus or minus the square root of negative 36, which plus or minus is going to be 6i or negative 6i. So basically, if x is equal to 0 in the reals, 6i or negative 6i in the complex, this thing is not going to be a function. So what we can say is, domain, we're looking at reals, okay? So 6i, negative 6i, do we really care about this part? No, because it's not real. So what we can say is the domain is everything from negative infinity all the way to 0, and then from 0 to infinity. So it could be, so like for example, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be negative 69. It's fine. Any of these numbers will work, but 0 itself doesn't work. And that's what this means right here.